Have you ever felt the pull, the undeniable gravitational force of another person? A connection that seems to defy logic, that makes you question everything you thought you knew about yourself and the world. Perhaps it started subtly, a shared glance, a whispered secret, a promise of belonging. But then, the threads began to weave, binding you tighter, until you found yourself entangled in a web of their making. We are all, at our core, seekers. We yearn for connection, for validation, for a sense of purpose that transcends the mundane. And in the shadows, where the light of the ordinary struggles to penetrate, there are those who understand this yearning. They see the vulnerabilities, the unspoken desires, the gaping holes in our hearts, and they know how to fill them. Or, rather, how to appear to fill them. This isn't a story about grand conspiracies or shadowy cabals, though those elements may be present. This is a story about the human heart, its capacity for both profound love and devastating manipulation. It's about the subtle art of control, the way it can be masked in the language of devotion, in the guise of unconditional acceptance. Have you ever wondered why seemingly intelligent, capable individuals fall under the sway of charismatic leaders, sacrificing their autonomy, their very identities, at the altar of a shared belief? Is it merely weakness? Or is there something far more insidious at play? We will venture into the darkness, not to condemn, but to understand, to illuminate the pathways that lead from genuine connection to the cold grip of control. We will explore the psychological underpinnings of this phenomenon, the archetypes that dance in the unconscious mind, the shadow selves that crave belonging and validation. We will delve into the language of love, the promises whispered in the dark, and the subtle manipulations that twist devotion into obedience. This is not a cautionary tale, but a mirror, a reflection of the hidden dynamics that shape our relationships, both intimate and societal. It's an invitation to awaken, to see beyond the shimmering facade, to reclaim the power that resides within you. Are you ready to look into the abyss? Are you prepared to confront the darkness within, and the darkness that seeks to control you? Because the truth, as always, lies hidden in plain sight, waiting to be revealed. And the first step is to recognize the signs, the subtle shifts in the emotional landscape, the whispers that promise paradise but deliver a prison. Let's begin. Furthermore, consider the potent role of identity in the cult leader's arsenal. It's not merely about offering love. It's about providing a new self, a rewritten narrative that promises to erase past pain and insecurities. They don't just offer a community, they offer a rebirth. Building on this, the leader becomes the architect of this new identity, carefully crafting a persona that embodies the aspirations and vulnerabilities of the followers. They might present themselves as a visionary, a spiritual guide, or even a chosen one, reflecting the archetypal hero figure from the collective unconscious. Consequently, the follower's sense of self begins to merge with the leader's vision. Their individual desires, doubts, and critical thinking become gradually subordinated to the collective identity. Another crucial layer is the manipulation of information. Cult leaders often control access to outside information, creating an echo chamber where their doctrines are constantly reinforced and dissenting voices are silenced or discredited. This information control isn't always overt. It can be subtle, like selectively presenting information or framing it in a way that supports their narrative. Conversely, think about how this affects the followers' perceptions of reality. The leader's pronouncements become the ultimate truth, and any evidence that contradicts this truth is dismissed as misinformation or a test of faith. For instance, imagine a charismatic leader claiming to have the power to heal the sick. Building on this, initially, some followers might be skeptical, but after witnessing a miracle, perhaps a carefully orchestrated placebo effect, their skepticism crumbles. Consequently, their trust in the leader solidifies, and they become more susceptible to further manipulations. Now, consider how this applies when you face charismatic individuals in your own life. Are you questioning the narratives they present to you, or are you accepting them without scrutiny? Furthermore, consider the power of shared rituals and ceremonies. These practices create a sense of belonging and reinforce the collective identity. Whether it's chanting, dancing, or participating in elaborate ceremonies, these rituals bind the followers together and create an altered state of consciousness, making them more receptive to the leader's teachings. Another crucial element involves the exploitation of guilt and shame. Cult leaders often use these emotions to control their followers, making them feel as if they are constantly falling short of the leader's expectations or the group's ideals. Consequently, the followers become trapped in a cycle of seeking approval and fearing rejection, further solidifying their dependency on the leader. Now, consider your own experiences with guilt and shame. Have you ever felt compelled to act in a certain way to avoid these emotions? Are you aware of the subtle ways in which others might be using these emotions to manipulate you? The key to escaping the control of a cult leader lies in recognizing these manipulative tactics and reclaiming your sense of self and autonomy. Drawing these strands together, we find ourselves at a crossroads, a point where the seemingly disparate threads of human psychology, spiritual yearning, and the subtle art of manipulation converge. We've journeyed through the landscape of the heart, mapping the territories of longing, belonging, and the often unseen forces that shape our connections. It's a landscape where the promise of love and acceptance can paradoxically become the very chains that bind us. In light of these insights, the path forward becomes clearer, though not necessarily easier. We've witnessed how the craving for a sense of self, a narrative to cling to, can be exploited, how the very language of devotion can be twisted into a tool of control. It's a disquieting realization, akin to discovering that the oasis you sought in the desert is, in reality, a mirage, a fleeting illusion that promises respite, but delivers only further desolation. As we pivot towards the final reflection, consider the implications of this journey. We've seen how the shadow self, that hidden repository of fears and vulnerabilities, can be targeted, how the yearning for a higher power or a guiding light can be skillfully channeled. It's a delicate dance, a manipulation of the very energies that drive us to seek connection and meaning in the world. Reflecting on this journey so far, ask yourself, have you ever felt that pull, that irresistible force that compels you to surrender your autonomy? Have you recognized the subtle shifts in the emotional landscape that signal the encroachment of control? The answers, I suspect, may be complex, nuanced, and perhaps a little uncomfortable. But within that discomfort lies the potential for true freedom. It's about recognizing the patterns, the archetypes, the hidden scripts that play out in our relationships, both intimate and societal. It's about becoming conscious of the forces that shape our choices, the narratives that influence our perceptions. Imagine a tapestry, woven with threads of yearning, vulnerability, and the seductive allure of belonging. On the surface, it shimmers with beauty, promising warmth and comfort. But beneath the surface, a darker pattern may emerge, a web of control woven with the very threads that were meant to provide solace. The unraveling of this web is not a destructive act, but a reclamation. It is an act of empowerment. The journey we've undertaken together has led us through shadowed valleys and sunlit peaks, revealing the complex terrain of human connection. We've navigated the treacherous currents of manipulation, where the promise of love becomes a gilded cage, and the yearning for belonging is skillfully exploited. The core message, woven throughout our exploration, centers on the profound necessity of self-awareness. It's not enough to simply recognize the tactics of control. We must delve into the wellspring of our own vulnerabilities, the unconscious patterns that make us susceptible to influence. This process of self-discovery is, in itself, a form of liberation. By understanding our own emotional landscape, the triggers that activate our fears and desires, we cultivate a resilience that shields us from manipulation. It's a journey of unearthing the authentic self, the individual who exists beyond the roles we play and the narratives we've been told. It's about disentangling ourselves from the web of external expectations and reclaiming the power to define our own truth. The essence of this exploration isn't about becoming cynical or distrustful of all connection. On the contrary, it's about fostering a deeper, more discerning capacity for love. It's about recognizing the difference between genuine connection, built on mutual respect and freedom, and the counterfeit versions that seek to control and dominate. It's about cultivating a love that empowers, that liberates, that allows both individuals to flourish in their unique individuality. The implications of this understanding ripple far beyond the realm of romantic relationships. They touch upon every facet of our lives, from the workplace to our communities, and even the larger societal structures that shape our world. The ability to discern manipulation, to recognize the subtle tactics of control, is a vital skill in navigating the complexities of modern life. It empowers us to make conscious choices, to resist the forces that seek to diminish us, and to advocate for our own well-being. The true practice begins now. The real work is not in simply absorbing this information, but in integrating it into the fabric of your daily existence. It lies in cultivating a habit of self-reflection, of questioning your own motivations, and of examining the dynamics that shape your relationships. It's about becoming a conscious creator of your own reality, a master of your own destiny. Remember the whispers of the heart, the silent language of the soul. They hold the key to unlocking the chains that bind you. Listen closely, and you will find your freedom. If you found this exploration insightful, and if the shadows have begun to yield to the light, consider subscribing for more content.